Imagine a packed football stadium, roaring with fans. But the name above the gate tells a story far beyond typical donor recognition. Jack Trice Stadium isn't named for a generous check, but for a 21-year-old who died on that field, his memory nearly lost for 50 years.
Picture walking into a room where hostility hangs heavy, yet instead of shrinking, you calmly commit to your purpose and execute it. Jack Trice faced an unparalleled test of courage on his very first college game, demonstrating a rare clarity most of us never encounter. Born in 1902, Jack Trice was a formidable young man, both in stature and spirit, with a clear vision to help African American farmers after college. He was building a future, not just for himself and his wife Cora May, but for his community, with football as just one part of his larger, generous plan. Many recount the story of Jack Trice as a simple tragedy, a sad event of a man forgotten. But this framing misses the profound weight of his personal struggle and immense resolve. Imagine being so unwelcome that other teams refused to play just because you were on the roster, forcing you to sit out games. Or being isolated in a hotel, barred from eating with your own teammates. The night before a pivotal game, isolated and alone, Jack didn't write to coaches or newspapers. He penned a letter to himself, a private oath tucked into his pocket, never expecting anyone to read it. His words echoed a profound commitment. The honor of my race, family, and self is at stake. My whole body and soul are to be thrown recklessly about the field tomorrow. This wasn't hype, it was a man's ultimate pledge. In the autumn of 1923, a fierce college football game unfolded between Iowa State and Minnesota, a brutal clash where every hit echoed across the field. Jack Trice, a formidable player for Iowa State, embodied the grit of the game, continuing to play despite an early injury that would have sidelined most. But in the third quarter, a moment of tragic intensity changed everything. While attempting a tackle, Jack fell to the ground and was brutally trampled by 3 opposing players. Despite the devastating blow, a testament to his indomitable spirit, he tried to get up, determined to stay in the game. In a critical oversight, the doctors in Minnesota missed the severity of Jack's internal injuries, clearing him for travel. His journey back was a harrowing one, enduring the discomfort of a makeshift straw mattress in a railroad car, unknowingly carrying the seeds of a fatal injury. Just 2 days after that brutal game, on October 8, 1923, at the tender age of 21, Jack Trice succumbed to hemorrhaged lungs and internal bleeding. His tragic death sparked decades of debate about the incident, leaving an indelible mark on history and prompting crucial conversations about player safety and fairness. Imagine a hero's story, celebrated briefly, then slowly slipping into the shadows, almost lost to time. Jack Trice's legacy, marked by a simple plaque, unfortunately faced this very fate, forgotten for decades after his tragic death. It took years and then decades before a new generation refused to let his memory disappear. A powerful student movement ignited in 1973, sparking a fervent call to name Iowa State's new football stadium in his honor, a tribute that faced fierce opposition. Despite unwavering resistance, the spirit of persistence refused to yield. Through over 2 decades of tireless efforts from students, staff, and dedicated supporters, the dream finally became a reality. 74 years after his passing, Jack Trice's name now stands as a beacon, adorning a major stadium. Remarkably, it remains the only NCAA Division I FBS stadium ever named after an African American, a solitary monument to courage and enduring remembrance.
Often, we consume stories like Jack Trice's as simple inspiration, a moving tale to admire before returning to our daily lives. But beneath this comfortable narrative lies a deeper, more challenging truth, a systems story. Jack Trice didn't just face one bad play. His skin color could deny him a room, a meal, or even his place on the field, simply because others held the power to enforce such injustice. This was a daily, pervasive reality, not an isolated incident.
Yet Jack navigated all of it with a composure and purpose that most people can't muster when their coffee order is wrong. His resilience in the face of such profound systemic prejudice was truly extraordinary. He died at just 21, and for 50 years, the institution that benefited from his talent found reasons not to say his name on a building. It was a tragic example of how institutions can choose to forget inconvenient truths.
But while the administration forgot, or perhaps chose to forget, the students remembered. Their collective memory became a powerful force, ensuring Jack Trice's full story would eventually be told and honored.
Imagine writing a letter, not for an audience, but purely for your own thoughts. Jack Trice penned such a note, a personal testament reflecting his inner world and convictions, meant only for himself. When faced with unfairness and exclusion, many might retreat or surrender, but Jack chose a different path. He decided to rise above, pouring even more effort into his endeavors, determined to exceed expectations. Tragically, despite his incredible spirit and dedication, Jack didn't survive the harsh realities he faced. His story reminds us that not all battles end in triumph, and some losses are truly irreparable. Yet, a century later, his name echoes across a grand stadium, a testament to a spirit that refused to be forgotten. Now, when thousands gather there, they carry his legacy, and now you understand why. We often encounter history as a neatly polished narrative presented on a shiny plaque or in a textbook, making complex events seem simple and easy to digest. But what if this cleaned-up version omits crucial details, uncomfortable truths, or even entire perspectives that challenge our familiar understanding?
Uncovering the real stuff means digging deeper, beyond the surface, to reveal the raw, unvarnished complexities and forgotten voices that truly shape the past. Engaging with this richer, more intricate history isn't just about facts. It's about gaining genuine insight into who we are and the forces that continue to shape our world today.